Hi there, my magical star beings. This is Psychic Siren Tarot, and welcome to the channel. In today's reading, we're going to be taking a look at what opportunities are coming your way. So please be aware that this is a general reading, only take what resonates, leave the rest. Before we get started, I just have two things I'd like to say. Thank you to everybody that has signed up with the Keen readings for the Keen ads I've been doing. It does support my channel by paying me commission. So thank you to everybody that supports the channel by doing so. And even by watching, liking, commenting, and just being here, thank you for your support. I have so much gratitude and appreciation for you all. Also, I have brought back memberships to my channel. So you have the basic level, which you just get loyalty badges, priority replies to comments, and photo and status updates. And then you have the higher level where you get members only live streams where I can do 3 questions, I think. Yeah, you have once a week live readings for members only, where you have 3 free questions every week. Okay, so, and you also get early access to new videos and priority replies to comments. And it includes the perks from the previous level. So if you'd like to join my membership, you're more than welcome to. So yeah, let's now get into your pile selection. So we have 3 piles to choose from. For pile number 1, we have the Lemon Chrysoprase crystal with the Muse tarot. For pile number 2, we have Tiger's Eye with the Good Tarot. And for pile number 3, we have Peacock Ore with the Ethereal Visions Tarot. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to pick a pile, pick whichever one you are most drawn to. So hopefully by now you have picked a pile for yourself. If not, you can pause the video. Once you're done picking a pile, please find the timestamps for your pile in the description box below, and then I'll see you at your reading. Hi there, my pile number 1s. If you chose this Lemon Chrysoprase crystal in the Muse tarot, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at what opportunities are coming your way. So please be aware that this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. If you find yourself enjoying this reading, then please consider hitting the subscribe button. Also, if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, you can find my email address in the description box below. Okay, so Spirit Guides of pile number 1. Spirit Guides of pile number 1. Please tell me what opportunities are coming their way for pile number 1, please. So we have the 3 of Wands in the reverse. Quite interesting. We have the Hanged Muse in the reverse. And we have the 6 of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay, so what I'm getting with these first few cards is you've been waiting a very long time for certain opportunities to come in your life. You feel like when it comes to your finances, your career, the things you've been wanting, like you've been taking action towards it, but maybe not seeing that much results. You've been saving a lot, you've been saving a lot. I see some of you being at certain jobs where it's like you've been working very hard, or certain careers where you've been working very hard, you've been taking action, but you haven't exactly seen any results. For some of you, in order to reach the results you desire, I see for some of you, it's going to require leaving a company to go to a new company. So what I mean by this is in order to receive those blessings, maybe those blessings are not going to be received at the specific company you work at. And I'm just being honest with what I see here. Maybe you're going to start to apply to different companies, wait a little bit, and maybe you receive an offer that is even better than the one you currently have, where maybe you've been waiting for so long because maybe you're at the wrong company, for example, and maybe you're meant to go towards a different company that is able to offer you more, where maybe you're working the same job, same hours, but maybe now you have more pay. Or maybe you're working the same job, but it's at a higher level where you're working less hours and making more money. Or maybe you get the same salary, similar job, but it's like you have more room for growth at that company where they do more promotions and things like that. And it's because of your experience where you are going to be allowed into that company. So if you've been applying to different jobs where you see that, okay, this company you're working at with the Eight of Cups at the back of the deck, you've been feeling very anxious because you've been putting in effort with the Nine of Swords reverse at the back of the deck behind this. Like you've been putting in a lot of effort, but you haven't been seeing results. So maybe some of you have been wanting to leave your current company for a while now and have been applying for some time. And this work you've been putting in is not for nothing, is what Spirit is saying. You haven't been receiving results yet, but think of it like investing your time and effort into having experience, having more knowledge. That is going to allow you to take that investment of time and energy. It's going to result in more knowledge and experience, where in the new company you work in, it is going to be rewarded in some way. So don't see it as your work is all for nothing, because it is going to be rewarded later on. Maybe not at this company you work at, but at a new company. So I'm seeing an energy like that. Okay. So if you have been waiting for a long time, the wait is starting to come to an end, but it's important to continue applying to places if you have been doing that. Okay. We have the Muse of Inspiration, King of Wands, the Four of Pentacles, and Nine of Wands reverse. The Lovers reverse at the back of the deck. So some of you have been working in jobs where you don't really feel fulfilled. You don't really feel like you're doing what you love, yet you've been doing it anyway for stability. And maybe you want to do something you love and something you're passionate about in your line of work, but maybe you felt like, how do I even make that happen? How do I make income from my passions? So I see some of you taking that energy and using it to create a career change where you actually go towards something you're passionate about or something you love, where you maybe take up all the money you've saved from this current job and you maybe invest it into, for example, creating a business doing what you love, or you take that money and you save it over time, and then you do that so that you prevent challenges with the Nine of Wands reverse, so that you can do what you love later on. So, for example, I'm seeing some of you continue to work at your current company, even though it's nothing you're passionate about, and do your passion on the side as a side hustle, and then over time you naturally see that grow. And then when you feel like you're at a place of stability and security, when you can go into this where there are no challenges or problems going into it, or no worries going into it, where you feel secure enough to do so, where you feel like you have enough resources to do so, then you go towards something you're passionate about, but it is going to require effort on your part, okay, or patience on your part, okay? What opportunities are my pile number ones attracting? So yeah, I see you going towards a career path that feels much more passionate for you. And if this has to do with relationships or love life, and you've been in relationships where you've been holding on to people that you just don't feel like are for you, I feel like you're going to have to let go of those people in order to receive better, in order to receive relationships that are aligned to you. So if you've had people in your life that have been toxic and you know it, or people in your life that you know just aren't meant for you, or just bring problems into your life, or relationships in your life that have been non-reciprocal with the Six of Pentacles reverse, in order to receive better, you're going to have to walk away from those relationships that don't serve you, so that you can open yourself up to more and better. And you're going to have to trust your intuition moving forward. The Devil, the High Priestess, you're going to have to trust your intuition moving forward when it comes to the new relationships that you bring into your life, whether you trust this person or not. the Ten of Pentacles reversed, because some of you, your intuition knows you're not meant to be with this person, or you're not meant to be around certain people that are in your life, but you continue to do so anyway. And then you wonder why you're feeling disappointed and unfulfilled, but you're ignoring your own intuition. So I don't know. Spirit is telling me to be completely honest and blunt here and not sugarcoat things, because maybe this is something you need to hear if you resonate with it, of course. If you don't resonate with it, then discard this message. You'll know if it's for you, is what I'm hearing. So there are certain timeline shifts happening that is making room for you to be able to attract certain relationships or career paths that are more aligned to you, that you love, that feels like you're not putting in so much effort and getting nothing out of it. So I see some kind of timeline shift here, where maybe you have been growing, maybe you have been releasing limited beliefs. This is all spiritual, if that makes sense. You've been releasing limiting beliefs, you've been releasing any fears, you've been releasing any thoughts like I can't do this, things like that, so that you can start to open up those paths for yourself, because maybe you had some energetic blockages in the past that were like limited beliefs that prevented you from getting what you wanted, or fears that prevented you from attracting what you wanted. So now that you are dissolving those fears and limited beliefs, you're opening up doors to attract the things you actually do want in your life, when it comes to opportunities in your career. So the opportunities you're attracting are going to be like, a job where you're putting in effort. Yes, you still have to work and put in effort, but you're enjoying the work you're doing. You're feeling much more at peace. You're less stressed out about money. You're getting paid more. You're getting valued for your work. When you work hard, you're actually getting valued and appreciated for your work. You're getting recognized for your work. It's not like you're just putting in so much effort and it goes nowhere. So that is a change in the shift in the energies that is happening, that is allowing you to attract better your way. So with the Four of Wands reverse, it's like before, if you didn't have stability, now you have stability where you don't have to worry as much. What opportunities are my pile number ones attracting? We have the Page of Cups reversed. I also feel like you're maybe releasing certain subconscious beliefs from childhood. Ace of Swords reversed, the Sun reversed. So say, for example, let's say your parents always said money doesn't grow on trees. And for the longest time, you thought that you had to work extra hard to actually make something, to make money. And now you're getting rid of that limited belief and saying, I don't have to burn myself out just to make the bare minimum. If I'm going to work and put in effort, then I deserve to get what I'm giving out back in return. Or let's say you grew up and certain people told you that, you have to work to the point where you're burnt out to even make it. Or you have to work and only get pennies, even though you're putting in the most effort. It's like you're reframing those limited beliefs from childhood. It can be different for all of you, surrounding money, surrounding relationships. Let's say you grew up, and for some of you, if you're a woman, for example, you've heard your mother say that men always cheat and they're not loyal and they're dogs and this and this and this. I've had a mother tell me this growing up, so I'm just using that as an example. And you always saw men like that, and now you're starting to reframe that and say, no, there are good men out there in the world that don't cheat, that are loyal, that are respectful of women, that will treat me right. And because you reframe that mindset around that, saying that there are good men in the world, you start to attract that. That's just an example of the energy. But let's say you grew up around parents that were always like, oh, you can't trust anybody because people are just going to betray you. And you went into life thinking that everybody's going to betray you, and you started to attract that. And now you start to believe that, no, there are good people out there in the world that are honest, that are trustworthy, that are loyal, that I can attract my way. And because you let go of that limited belief, you start to attract that your way. Also with the sun, it's about you getting rid of like any feelings of unworthiness relating back to childhood wounds that allow you to sort of open up the doors to receiving what you want, because now you believe you are worthy of receiving what you want. So it's all about your beliefs and where they come from and clearing that. And as you clear those beliefs, this is more spiritual than physical. As you clear those beliefs, you open up doors to new manifestations and opportunities that you never even thought you could attract your way. Six of Cups reverse. Yeah, it's going to be very different to your past. Like the life you experience from these opportunities you attract are going to surprise you where you never even thought you could attract these things. So what are these opportunities exactly? I see it more so being in your career, in your relationships, but they are going to require decisions on your part. And effort on your part. So with the Two of Swords here, basically what I'm seeing here is like, let's say you have chosen to apply to new jobs because you don't feel fulfilled in your own job, or let's say you are currently unemployed and you need a job, and you need a job, you need to make money, but you've been applying and it's been very hard. The more you start to work on these spiritual things in the background, and the more you start to put an effort towards that, you'll notice those manifestations actually come your way. It has to do with mostly like your career and your relationships, where you're attracting better things your way, where it's like you're attracting things you actually want, where you're putting an effort towards your career and making money and being able to have time off and have relaxation and balance out other areas of your life where you also have stability, where you also have a chance to grow and get promotions and things like that. So that's the energy I see within your career. Within love, I see it as like you're letting go of relationships that don't serve you, toxic people in your life, toxic beliefs around relationships, even around your career, like beliefs that prevent you from getting what you want. Once you release that, you start to attract that. So you're attracting like more peaceful relationships, people that are, loyal, trustworthy, people that you want in your life, that you've always wanted but never believed you were worthy of receiving. So I think that is the opportunities that are coming your way. It's like you releasing certain energies that blocked you from receiving that, so that you can receive what you've always wanted. So that's what I see here in your energies. I really hope this reading resonated with you, and it's 111 on the clock as we end off. Cool confirmation. So yeah, I really hope this reading resonated with you. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hi there, my pile number 2s. If you chose this Tiger's Eye crystal and a good tarot, then this is your reading. We are going to be taking a look at what opportunities are coming your way. So please be aware that this is a general reading. Only take resonates, leave the rest. If you happen to find yourself enjoying this reading, then please consider hitting the subscribe button. Also, if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, please find my email address in the description box below. Okay, so spirit guides of pile number 2. So we have the Page of Pentacles showing up first. Spirit guides of pile number 2, what opportunities are they attracting? We have the Queen of Pentacles, and we have the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. I'm seeing a specific message for somebody here. Let's say you are an artist, a content creator, a musician. I'm seeing someone here that does music, where you have already put in all the work, you've already made your songs, you put it out there, now you're just waiting for it to be seen. Or I'm seeing people that are like content creators or artists, where you've already painted your paintings or wrote your book, or you've already put in the work towards putting that content out there, but now you're just waiting for eyes to be on it. Or I'm seeing another energy that's quite similar but different, where maybe you have been already, like you've already put in the effort towards something. So if it's not within your career, it can be anything you've been putting effort towards. So let's say you've been putting effort towards your health and fitness, and maybe you haven't seen results yet, but now you're just waiting for those results to catch up with you. Or for others of you, let's say you have been putting in a lot of effort towards your career and you've been feeling worried because you don't see any physical results yet. 9 of Swords and 10 of Pentacles reverse. You don't see any money coming in yet. But now you're going to start to see your hard work pay off with the Queen of Pentacles, where you actually get rewarded for that. Okay, with the Page of Pentacles, maybe you have even started researching about how to improve yourself in terms of this. Or maybe some of you have somebody reach out to you where they train you on something, or you take a course on something to help you gain more knowledge on this, if that makes sense, on whatever you're working towards. For most of you, I feel like it's your career because of all the earth energy we see here. And the Queen of Pentacles makes me think of abundance. 10 of Pentacles reverse makes me think you don't have it yet, but maybe there is an opportunity for your finances and your abundance to increase. Maybe some of you have been studying, got a degree, have been applying to jobs, but you haven't heard back yet. And maybe you're going to start to see those results of your hard work studying actually pay off. Like I'm seeing an energy of whatever you've been putting work towards, where you haven't seen results yet, now it is starting to pay off. Now people are starting to see your effort. And maybe you've been working towards this for years or a whole lot of months. And you've been waiting, patiently waiting, but you've been getting so worried because it's like, what if it doesn't pay off? It is going to pay off. And this is a gift from the divine. Okay, that's what I'm seeing. It's like a miracle coming your way from the divine. A blessing coming your way from the divine to increase your abundance and stability. And I see you getting so much abundance from whatever you've been putting work towards, where it almost feels unbelievable to you. So what Spirit is showing me in my mind is, when you see so many digits, like if I had to think of making $1 million, that I can't comprehend those many digits in my mind, where it just feels like so huge to me in my mind, where I can't comprehend it. Like Spirit is showing me something like that, where it's like you're receiving so much money, so many digits, that it's just uncomprehendable for you. I wouldn't say it's $1 million. I don't want to make any empty promises to you, but what I'm basically saying here as an example is like, it's going to be such a big reward in your abundance that it's going to feel unbelievable to you, where you've never seen this amount of money before. You may even have to start to have accountants or people that start to manage your money because you don't have knowledge around that, so that you are able to manage your finances in a way that helps you keep that money long term. So I'm seeing something along those lines where it's going to be so much money where you might not even be able to keep track of it, and you'll need to hire somebody to do it for you. So that's very interesting. Some of you have your own businesses where you've been working towards your goals for years in your business and you haven't really seen much pay off, but then you're going to start to see your hard work pay off over time. But for you, it's going to happen slowly over time, where it's like you slowly start to see the results increase. So for example, let's say you have a business. Slowly you start to see each month you're starting to get a little bit more busier. You're starting to get word of mouth. Your clients tell their friends, their family to buy from you. And slowly you start to see that money increase. I'm seeing an energy like that as an example, where it's like the slow rise and increase, but as it goes on, it goes bigger, if that makes sense. So what opportunities are coming pile two's way? We have the World in the reverse. You might even have an opportunity that came around before that you were not ready to take, or these circumstances didn't align at that time. Or let's say you, for example, let's say you applied to a job 2 years ago, but they told you, and this is your dream job, and they told you, sorry, we don't have space right now. But then they kept your resume, and now 2 years later, they call you and say, oh, we're having job opportunities, openings again. Are you interested? Like, I'm seeing an energy like that. Or let's say for some of you, how I said, musicians, artists, let's say you've had a brand reach out to you and you couldn't do it at the time for some reason, and now you're able to, or some kind of company reaches out to you that helps you make money with your talent. I'm seeing an energy like that where somebody reaches out to you, where maybe you had that opportunity come to you in the past, but you could not accept it, or circumstances didn't align at that time. I'm smelling flowers intuitively. So it almost feels like a gift from the universe, like the universe giving you flowers, the universe giving you rewards, your harvest for the hard work you've put in. So imagine like you have planted something and you waited so many months for these flowers to grow, and now they're finally growing and you can smell them, you can see them. Like, that's the feeling it's giving me, where whatever work you've put in where you haven't seen growth, you're finally seeing growth and you're getting your harvest. We have the high priestess. So this is like a spiritual blessing from the universe with the high priestess. And I think you intuitively sense that something is going to happen soon. Like, some of you intuitively feel like something's good going to happen. Like, you feel excited for something, but you don't know what it is yet. And if you do feel that, then that is confirmation. If you don't, then you could feel that before it happens. Or you could receive certain signs, like in dreams, that help you see that these blessings are going to come soon. So let's say you have a dream about something you've always wanted, and then you're like, whoa, like, is this a sign? Yes, it is a sign. Okay, we have the Emperor. I'll give an example to this energy. So, early on in my tarot reader career, I was like, ooh, one day I want to do readings for celebrities. I wasn't serious about saying that, but it was just like a joke, And then the one day I actually dreamt about doing readings for celebrities. And then one day this lady messaged me that was a celebrity to do a reading. And she's a celebrity here in my country, but I don't do readings for celebrities really now. But that's just an example of the energy, how like I almost manifested that. And what I'm seeing here is like almost an energy like that, which is why I'm mentioning it. Where let's say you've always wanted this specific job and you've always dreamed of it. Then one day you dream of actually getting that job and then you actually get it. Where you almost like manifested that blessing, if that makes sense. And the universe, the divine, is giving it to you. So I'm seeing an energy like that too. The Chariot. I'm also seeing some of you like travel, or like, let's say you relocate. Let's say you're working at your specific company right now and they give you an opportunity to work somewhere else in the world where you get a higher pay. I see something like that for some of you, where maybe you step into a leadership position. Or even if you don't relocate, maybe you step into some kind of leadership position where you're able to travel for business and they pay for your work trips. I see that for some of you. Or for others of you, I see this as like you making so much money where you're able to do the things you've always wanted to do. Like, let's say you've always wanted to travel, but you didn't have the means to. Now that door has opened up. So I see an example of an energy like that. So even if you don't want to travel, let's say you've always wanted to start your own business, but you didn't have the money to. Let's say you get a promotion in your current company where now that is possible for you, where you get to maybe invest money into a business. Or maybe you have somebody reach out to you that has the means to do so, that invests into your business, and then you level up. So I see an energy like that where you step into more of a leadership position for some of you with the Emperor here. Okay, we have the Ace of Swords, and we see a unicorn here. So, is this a unicorn? Yeah. It almost looks like a horse because the horn is like so small. But what I'm basically getting from this unicorn is it almost feels like an unbelievable opportunity. Like if you had to tell people about this, it almost feels like people would not believe you because it just feels so magical. It feels so like unbelievable. It feels so unreal. You know, it feels like a dream come true. So whatever this is, it is higher than your expectations. It is more than you could even fathom or imagine. Even after you get this, it's gonna feel like, can I pinch myself? Is this a dream? Like, I'm seeing that type of energy. We have the Messenger of Fire, and we have the Eight of Cups. So whatever this is, I see somebody like maybe reaching out to you or talking to you or communicating to you, or I see somebody like congratulating you for this with the Messenger of Fire, and then I see your reality completely changing, where your mind is blown, where it's like you're not living the same life you lived before right now. It's like your life is completely gonna change. And that change might be uncomfortable and very huge, which is why it's coming in this way where you're able to get used to it and progress naturally over time. Because if it comes at once, it's going to be too huge for you to fathom, if that makes sense. So this is the kind of energy I see here. These are the opportunities you are attracting and that are coming your way. So I really hope this reading resonated with you. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hi there, my Palamathrees. If you chose this Peacock or Crystal and the Ethereal Visions Tarot, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at what opportunities are coming your way. So please be aware that this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. If you happen to find yourself enjoying this reading, then please consider hitting the subscribe button. Also, if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, you can find my email address in the description box below. So it is 1331 on the clock as we start recording, so quite interesting. Firstly, before I shuffle your cards, I want to say I see something to do with your relationships. So let's say you have been single for a really long time and you've really been wanting love, and now you find somebody that really aligns to you, that really wants the same thing as you, that sort of like matches up to what you want. You know, somebody that's trustworthy, somebody that has the same values and wants as you for the future. I see you finally receiving that and something changing. Or let's say some of you have been in a relationship romantically where, you know, like you've been wanting to heal the connection or improve the connection. Maybe I see some kind of opportunity happening to help you heal or improve that connection you're already in. So I see something to do with relationships, but not just romantically, also friendships, family, things like that. Some kind of improvement there or opportunity there. Okay, so cards fell on the floor. We have the Moon in the reverse and the Nine of Swords in the reverse. So I see that whatever you are fearing will not come true with the Nine of Swords reversed. And it's almost like the opposite of your fears is going to happen. The opposite of your worst case scenario is going to happen. So this doesn't just have to be within relationships, but let's say, you know, you're always worried about something bad happening to you. The opposite of that bad worry is going to happen. I hope that makes sense. It could be different for all of you, but let's say you worry that your relationship's going to end, but then it actually doesn't end. It becomes more happier and healthy. With the Sun, this is like a happy outcome. Or let's say you have always been worried about losing all your money, and that doesn't happen, but the positive outcome you didn't expect actually happens. Or let's say you always thought, oh, I'm going to be alone forever. I'm worried that I'm going to be alone forever. That doesn't happen. The opposite happens. The positive outcome happens. So, regardless of if the examples resonate or not, think about your worst fears, the worst outcomes you ruminate on. The opposite of that is going to happen because you are spiritually protected. So, let go of these worries, let go of these fears because they're not going to happen. Your worst case scenario you ruminate on in your mind is not going to happen. You are slowly going to let go of these fears when you realize that the universe has your back. The universe, God, whatever you believe in is protecting you, has your back. Nothing bad is going to happen to you. So as you see these positive outcomes happen, not those worst case scenarios happen, you will start to see that those fears are irrational. And the reason why I say that is because we see a bunch of ghosts around her. And I'm almost getting this feeling like, what if those ghosts are not even real? What if she's just imagining them? What if they're not even real? What if they're just a figment of her imagination, fears, almost making her think that they're there, but they're not there? So sometimes our mind can make us think those things are real, like those worst case scenarios are real and that they are going to happen. But what if they are just an illusion? Like a ghost that doesn't exist. You know, sometimes at night when you think you see a ghost and you're like, what is that over there? And then you turn on the light and it's just like clothes that are hanging there. It's almost giving me that vibe where it's like your worst fears aren't really real, they're just an illusion. And the opposite of that happens because the universe is protecting you and has your back and wants you to let go of these fears because they are irrational, they're not real. So with the moon reverse, I think you are going to go inside your subconscious mind and figure out where those fears come from so that you can finally release that. So that it doesn't have to plague your mental space or your psyche anymore. I do see an opportunity coming to heal your fears, to face your fears and gain courage as well. I do also see an opportunity coming your way of healing the subconscious mind, healing any wounds you thought don't affect you but still do affect your psyche to this day. And this might not sound like an opportunity to you because healing is just healing. To most of us, it doesn't sound special, but it is going to open the doors to more happier outcomes. So the thing is, your ancestors are coming through. So we have the Judgment card, explains energy, King of Wands. Yeah, it's like you're going to start to tap into your courage and let go of your fears. And maybe this is necessary to happen to allow more opportunities to come your way. So, Spirit is giving the example of, let's say you've always wanted to do something, but you've always had this fear that has stopped you from doing that. Now, in order to achieve that thing or do that thing, we first have to face that fear and let go of that fear. We can't just go and jump to the next step of doing that thing. We have to start with step 1, facing that fear. Okay, and gaining more courage. And then step 2, we actually do that thing and achieve that thing. We can't skip steps. So this feels like steps to something bigger. So let's say we heal something within our emotions that is preventing us from going towards something we actually want. And then once we heal that thing, we can actually take the next step towards going towards a happier outcome and getting a certain type of opportunity. Let's say we have a wound around self-worth and we don't believe we're worthy of abundance or love. Before we can receive that abundance or love, the universe wants to make sure we feel worthy of that first. So we're first going to heal that wound of self-worth so that we can attract that thing we actually are worthy of but don't realize. So that's an example of the energy, how sometimes our emotion, Spirit wants us to heal that first so that we can actually attract those things we do want. Because imagine that thing comes your way and you're too scared to take that opportunity and you fumble the bag. Imagine you manifest a relationship and you have so many relationship fears that you mess up that relationship unintentionally. That is why the universe calls us to heal certain things before we get certain opportunities that come our way. So it's like it happens in a specific order, if that makes sense. Let's say somebody here has had a dream to become a famous sports player, and some part of you fears, failing in front of everybody on live TV. Before the universe will give you that opportunity to do that, the universe will first want you to face those fears so that even if you do fail on live TV, that it doesn't stop you from actually doing what you want, that it doesn't cause you to self-sabotage. Where when you get that opportunity to be a famous sports player, you're actually going to take that opportunity and not shy away from it and run from it. That's just an example, but that's just an example of the energy. But it's like whatever you do want is going to come your way with the Nine of Cups here. This is a card of wish fulfillment. So I see a wish of yours coming true. But before that wish can come true, we first have to heal something that prevents us from receiving that wish or maintaining that wish. So again, going back to fears, let's say I have a relationship fear of somebody betraying me. And now I get into a really healthy relationship, and the universe gives me somebody that is so sweet and loyal. And now every time that person's loyal, I accuse them of doing something behind my back, even though they're not doing anything. Now I am messing up that relationship by projecting my fears. Do you see why the universe wouldn't want to bring me that blessing before I heal my fears? Because I might mess up that blessing. So that's an example of the energy. The Wheel of Fortune here tells me whatever this thing you wish for or want is meant for you. You have been wishing for it for a reason, because it is meant for you to receive. But in order for you to receive this, you first have to work on the things that are causing you to potentially mess up this thing if you do get this blessing. So let's say you want a blessing to be, let's just say you want to be a millionaire. I'm just exaggerating here, but let's say you want to be a millionaire, and let's say the universe gave you that and you went and spent it all and you weren't responsible with that money. Why would the universe give you that blessing if you're going to ruin that blessing and make it something negative? So first, the universe is going to teach you patience. First, the universe is going to teach you how to save money, how to really appreciate the value of money, all those things, so that when you do get that money, you don't blow it all. That is an example of the energy. So Four of Pentacles here, the universe is only going to give you this blessing when you remove all that would potentially mess up this blessing. I hope that makes sense. I think I've given enough examples, but let's say I get a certain blessing and I ruin that blessing because of my fears or because of my emotions or because of my thoughts of not feeling like I'm worthy of this, and then I self-sabotage this blessing. It's it's going to be all for nothing. So the universe first wants to make sure you work on these things that would prevent you from actually maintaining this blessing, so that you can actually keep it in your life and not ruin it, if that makes sense. So whatever this is, it's a wish come true. It's fated with the Wheel of Fortune. It's meant to happen. But before this happens, you need to work on yourself first so that you are able to keep this blessing and not mess it up or self-sabotage it with the Seven of Swords. So we have the Emperor reversed. Let's say let's say you've always wanted to become famous, and someday you become famous and it all goes to your head. The universe doesn't want that. You get what I mean? That's Emperor reverse energy, taking advantage of the position we have and letting it go to our head, where we have this power trip. So the universe wants to prevent that, to make sure that you stay humble when you get that fame. That's an example of the energy, but it doesn't have to resonate. But let's say you've always wanted to have so much money, and now the universe gives you so much money, and now you're boastful and it goes to your head, the universe is not going to want to give that to you. So it's kind of like before you can get the result, you need to work on what would potentially mess up this blessing. And in order to know what that would be, you need to be self-aware and look at your emotions and kind of like visualize, how would I react if I had this right now? Maybe even journal it so that you can sort of like imagine yourself and be honest with yourself so that you can work on those things that prevent you from having that thing and keeping it, and that would potentially mess up that blessing. So it's about being honest with yourself where you fall short or where you self-sabotage or where your weaknesses are, so that you can work on those weaknesses so that if the universe gives you that blessing, you can actually keep it. I think I've said everything here. I don't want to sound like a broken record, so I'm going to end your reading here. I really hope this reading resonated with you. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.